Do you think the people at home know how excited I am for this? Like, do they actually know? Alright guys, well I think it's no secret by now that I am the world's #1 authority on nut butters. I think in total I've reviewed about 175 on my channel at the moment so far. I've basically spent the last 2, maybe even 3 years reviewing different nut butters, specifically peanut butters from around the world. I thought, what I realized as I was going through my videos, I've never given you guys a comprehensive review of all of the popular brands, like tested side by side from the UK. So I'm talking all of the popular ones, like the big brands we know, Manalife, Pix, Sunpat, Whole Earth, which, believe it or not, we are still going to review in this video because the people just need to know. Pip and Nut, which you all know I have beef with, but they do make good nut butters. And I've also got the most popular ones. Is it called generic when they're from a supermarket? So yeah, we're doing the most popular, the most well-known, the most expensive, but also the supermarket-owned brands. So I'm talking Sainsbury's, Tesco, M&S, Asda. They all have their own brand peanut butter now, which in most cases is just 100% peanuts. And I thought, the people just need to know. I'm fed up of, yeah. So yeah, this video is strictly, obviously strictly for educational purposes only. It's not that I just wanted to sit down and open 10 different jars of peanut butter and apply them all to my face. Not at all. Not at all, guys. I'm fed up of people giving their money to companies that are just trash companies and make trash products. So yeah, the aim of this video is basically to give you the nitty-gritty on what you should be buying and what you shouldn't be buying. And I think by now you can trust my opinion. You can definitely trust my opinion. To me, peanut butter to me is not just a condiment. It's not just something that you spread on your toast. For me, it's a form of life. It's a way of living. It's a way of, you know, and peanut butter is not just peanut butter. You can get 2 different jars that just say 100% peanuts, but they can have completely different textures and completely different flavors. And you all know, for me, the texture is a big thing. It's not just about the flavor. The texture is what gives you that sensual, sexual experience that you want in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what as well, yeah? Do you know what, guys? Like, do you actually know what? The thing is, I know these nut butters so well, I know them inside and out, that if I tasted them blindfolded, I know I could guess them all without knowing which ones they were, like 100%. In fact, that's a really good idea. Why am I not doing this blindfolded? Babe, you know that blindfold you put on me like And also, I think another really interesting thing is that some of the really popular brands, like I said, like Manalife, Meridian, Pip and Nut, Whole Earth, Whole Arse, some of them are pretty pricey just because it's the brand name you're paying for, but you can get the exact same stuff in like a jar that's made by an independent supermarket. So I'm not only going to tell you which ones are the best for flavor and pleasure, I'm also going to give you the rundown on which ones are the best for your buck. So yeah, I don't think there's anyone else on this planet who's eaten as much nut butter as me in the last couple of years. Like, you guys have no idea. I think the only person who's probably eaten more peanut butter than me in the last couple of years is my friend Steph, as in Nutty Foodie Fitness, but she is basically just 99% peanut at this point, and I kind of respect that. Alright, so we are starting with Pix. Let me tell you something about Pix. Let me tell you. I have not had this in a while because it's actually quite hard to find in the UK. Only place I can find it is in Tesco's, and it has to be a big Tesco's as well. But this brand, guys, this brand, I've got a lot of respect for it. Now, they market this as high oleic peanuts. Basically just peanuts. So yeah, only ingredients, high oleic peanuts and salt, which I really appreciate because I think when it comes to nut butters, the fewer ingredients, the better. And you all know I love a bit of salt. Okay. So, as you can see right off the bat, the texture is pretty impressive. It is pretty thick, but it's also pourable, spreadable, and creamy. I have gone for the smooth version because I personally like my peanut butter smooth. It smells pretty good. We're not supposed to be judging this on smell, but it does smell good, just so you know. Let's go in for a little taste. Cheers. Great texture. A little bit thicker than I would like it, as in it's not pourable, but it's respectable. Kind of gives you that glue your mouth together kind of feeling but I like that. And it's the perfect amount of salt as well. Plus it comes in a glass jar. For me, this gets a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but nothing can beat the peanut butter from Trader Joe's in America, and that's a 10. So yeah, but yeah guys, would highly recommend. Highly recommend. In drastic contrast to Pix, which again is a great brand, we're now going to review the worst of the worst. I will not be hushed. I will not, in the words of David Icke, I will not acquiesce. I will not be acquiesced. Don't even know. I've had problems with Whole Earth since day dot. And do you know what? Do you actually know what, guys? The funny thing is I've slated this nut butter so much, and when I open it, you'll see why in a minute. But basically, even during lockdown, do you remember that phase at the beginning when you couldn't even buy toilet roll because everything was sold out because people thought that they were gonna have to like live underground for 5 years, and they were just buying everything off the shelves? The only peanut butter that was still left on the shelves was Whole Earth. Or as I like to call it, whole arse, because it's that bad. It's that bad. I don't give a crap. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna calm down and just... So, texture, that's the texture. Look, what in God's name am I supposed to do with that? Just imagine, look, that fork is getting stuck in there. Just imagine what that's doing to your insides, okay? This is not for human consumption. Not only is this so thick that you couldn't even swallow it if you tried, but they also use palm oil. Like, why as such a big company would you do that? And they say it's sustainable palm oil, but in my arse, there's no such thing as sustainable palm oil. Wake the fuck up. I really don't want to try this, guys. Cheers. Oh, I feel violated. Like, the bit I just swallowed is still here in my throat, and it's probably gonna be there till next Thursday. You have no idea. Yeah, this is definitely not for human consumption. If you didn't know what you were doing and you bought this by mistake, I'll try and think of a list of things that you could actually do with this instead to put it to use. If I can think of anything, I'll put it on the screen now. It's also so salty that when you get a mouthful, it hits you like... Yeah, I just always question, I'm like, clearly they have a factory. Did they not taste it? Did they taste it and think, wow, let's play a trick on the world and see how many stupid people actually buy it? Like, I've lost many nights of sleep over how this is actually still a brand, because it's completely inedible. And I want answers. Right, nut butter number 3, we are on to Manor Life. Now, Manor Life is a very popular... Oh, I need to burp. This only happens when I'm filming. That was very disappointing. It didn't even fully show up. Anyway, Manor Life is a very popular brand in the UK. They do come in plastic, which is very disappointing, considering the stuff inside is absolutely sensational. Let me show you. So this is their original. I would usually, and you guys know this by now, always go for smooth peanut butter over crunchy. And the one thing I like about this brand, even though it's crunchy, and I'm not really a crunchy kind of person, is that they put whole pieces of salted peanuts within the runny peanut butter, which I just think is absolutely genius. I want to see some glass jars, if you know what I'm saying. Cheers. Beautiful. Beautiful. The thing is with this, right, you get best of both worlds. If you're a smooth person and a runny person like me, you get the runniness, but you also get, like I said, big chunks of salty, crunchy peanuts. And also, this one, I would say, I think it actually has more salt than Whole Earth, but because it's not so condensed and it's actually like swallowable, it doesn't seem as... It doesn't just hit you with a big bang of salt. It's salty in a nice way. I would definitely give this a 10 out of 10. It's that good. Only reason I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10 is because it comes in plastic. And come on guys, this is 2020, no more plastic. But the stuff inside, bomb. All right, peanut butter number 4. We are trying the Meridian. Now, Meridian, again, just like Manor Life, or just like the other ones I've shown you, is a very popular brand here in the UK. You can pretty much find it everywhere, most grocery stores, health stores too. The thing is, I don't get what the fuss is about, because even though I appreciate the fact that it's palm oil free, it's not too expensive, It is just 100% peanut, so it's a nice clean product. It's not the best. I'm not gonna lie guys, I'm still slightly traumatized by the whole earth. I feel like I need to go and self-medicate. In fact, do you know what? I might actually go and get a little bit in a minute because then they'll all taste better. All right, so do you know what? I haven't actually tried this in a while, and I will say that texture is very, very respectable. As you can see, this peanut butter is a lot darker, and I think that's because they roast, or at least they blend after they've roasted the peanuts with the skin as well, so you're kind of getting the whole peanut, as in not the shell, but you know what I mean. Ingredients: roasted peanuts, whole skin on, 100%, produce of more than one country. Okay, so basically they've taken peanuts from around the world, roasted them whole, blended them, and put them in a jar. Genius. Give it a little taste. See, that texture is pretty nice, guys. That texture is pretty damn nice. Cheers. It doesn't actually taste of much. Like, if you're one of those people that just wants a really nice clean, whatever the fuck that means. That word just completely triggered Abby Sharp. If you're someone that's after just a very neutral, clean peanut butter that isn't like too roasted, it doesn't actually have that much flavor, which I know I'm not really selling this well right now. It does taste clean. It does taste clean. It just doesn't have a very pronounced flavor. It's not very peanut buttery, not very peanut buttery, not very peanutty. I feel like the nuts are probably not roasted as long as the other brands because there's just not much flavor there. If I were to consume this, when I consume this with a spoon, I will be adding salt. It doesn't excite me, it doesn't get me going, it doesn't get my juices flowing, if you know what I'm saying. It's kind of neither here nor there. And for that reason, even though it's runny and it's in a glass jar, I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10, just because it needs some extra zhuzh. I don't know if that's a word, but it needs it. Alrighty, peanut butter number, I don't even know what number this is, but here we go. I know this is the one you've all been waiting for. This is Pip and Nut. I have previously referred to them as Pip and Butt. And I did have beef with this brand, and I'll tell you why in a second. Actually, no, do you know what? I'm gonna tell you now. Pip and Nut, you gotta respect their flavors. They have some bomb flavors. Their almond butter is incredible. In fact, if I'm being honest, all of their nut butters, their peanut butters, their almond butters, their hazelnut butters, they all have great texture, great flavor. They're not too, no, they are expensive. But the thing is, again, they come in plastic. Why is such a big, wealthy company using plastic? I really just can't support that. On top of that, they're a very rude company. I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. Story time. Basically what happened with Pip and Nut and why I stopped reviewing them in my regular videos was because I'm sure you're aware, like, clearly nut butter reviewing is my thing. I have brands asking me if they can send me their nut butter reviews. Some of them want to pay me a lot of money to review them, to say a certain thing, to say that it's good. I never accept that because I just want to give you the honest, harsh truth. So if a brand's gonna pay me to say, oh, you can, like, we'll give you this amount of money to give it a 10 out of 10, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, but nut butter companies should be honored to be showcased on this channel. Yeah. Basically, I offered to them that I would try their nut butters for free, without any charge, and they basically just came up, they basically lied to me and said that they didn't have the budget to send out nut butter to the nut butter king himself. Which, to be honest, is blasphemy. On top of that, it was just a lie because they were sending jars to all of my friends, none of who even have YouTube channels, but they refused to give some to me. Maybe it's because they know I was a mug and I was gonna buy it anyway. Behind the scenes, this company just seems a little bit dodgy, not very honest, and they use plastic. But yeah, I don't know why they're scared for me to review their products. I mean, it's not as if I just can't buy them anyway, plus I've always given them very high marks. But anyways, what I love about the actual peanut butter in here is the texture is absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just look at that, guys. Look at that. Very drizzleable, very pourable, very sexual. So yeah, the only ingredients in this one are, again, high oleic peanuts. Don't know what this whole thing is about high oleic, Peanuts are peanuts, can we just deal with that? And sea salt, so I respect that. 2 ingredients only, which is exactly how it should be with the peanut butter. I'm just gonna rate this on taste alone, all right? Just give me a sec. Cheers. I gotta put my hands up. It's a fucking good peanut butter. Like, if you want a runny, slightly salted, texture guaranteed every time, fantastic. Only reason I would never promote this is, again, because it's a massive unnecessary waste of plastic, which is such a shame. Yeah, based on what's in the jar, I'd honestly give it a 9.5 out of 10. All right, there we go. Short interval break because the camera died and... All right, next up we have Tesco's own brand. So if anyone that lives in the UK, you'll know that Tesco's is probably one of the most, yeah, I'd say maybe even the most popular grocery store in the UK. But yeah, they've come out with their own range, not just peanut butter, they have almond butter too, I think, maybe cashew butter. They're all in glass jars and they're all very cheap, which is amazing. Haven't actually tried this one yet, so I did actually just crack the top. I was trying to do a stupid thing for the thumbnail, and there was a bit of a cascade. Oh, do you know what, I should try and hold all of them, maybe. Alright, right off the bat, that didn't even need to be churned that much. Did not even need to be churned that much, and look at that texture. Guys, would you look, I mean, that's what I'm chatting about. I mean, it could be a little bit runnier in my preference, but not bad, not bad, especially considering the price. So, and the only ingredients are 100% peanuts. For a peanut butter that is just 100% peanuts, no salt, no sugar, no oil, that has a lot of flavor. See, this is what baffles me. Like, a jar like this, good, clean product inside, in a glass jar, literally less than £2. And then you've got the kind of like pippa nuts and stuff like that, which are double the price, in plastic. And to be honest, not even up to standards with this in terms of texture. So, very, very impressive. Would highly recommend. All right, next up we have, this is brand new, guys. Only found this in the store. It's the first time I've seen it today. KP have come out with their own peanut butter. And even though I said this is going to be a review of the most popular, this will be, trust me, in a couple of weeks, like probably the most popular peanut butter on the market, because KP peanuts, as in the ones they sell in the bag, are pretty much, I don't know if they sell them in the States. I think they sell them in the States. Now they have come through in nut butter form. Can't remember, I think the ingredients were a little bit dodge. The ingredients are a little bit dodge. Roasted peanuts, cocoa butter, vegetable oil, rapeseed oil, fully refined soya oil, and sea salt. And then they have a little sign saying, no added sugar, but just all the crappy oils in the world. So yeah, ingredients, not impressed at all. This was also pretty pricey, so it better taste good. It better actually live up to the original KP. Do you know what though? That texture is already pissing me off. Look at that. Anyways, here we go. Bottoms up. The thing is, it tastes bomb. It does taste exactly like the original famous KP peanuts, which I love. You just gotta question, why are they putting that many stupid, unnecessary ingredients in there? And also, if you are a spreader or a pourer, like I am, it sounds like, are you an Aquarius? Are you no, I'm a pourer. Actually, I am an Aquarius as well, but you know what I mean. So if you are a pourer, that's not drizzleable. I'm sorry, KP, but you put a bunch of unnecessary ingredients in there. It is expensive. It's way too thick to pour or drizzle or just do any kind of pleasurable things with. I give this a 2 out of 10. Would not recommend. Sunpat. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to give me crap for reviewing this. The thing is, this is kind of, the American version of this would be, is it Jiffy? Is it Skippy? I never know. But you know, that kind of like junky, very sugary, very kind of plasticky peanut butter. This is like the UK equivalent of that. Peanuts, stabilizer, E471. Sounds like a plane, like what? Cane sugar, peanut oil, and sea salt. So yeah, the texture with this is also very, very thick. For some reason, I just like the flavor of this. At least I used to. That's the thing though, it is nice. This is the kind of one that I'd also just spoon in, but it's kind of like in between the mouthfuls, you need a gulp of water to help it kind of, you know what I mean. But with ingredients like that, and in a plastic pot. I mean, I don't really need to tell you not to buy this. And last but not least, we have the crunchy peanut butter from M&S. So yeah, this is M&S's new just own brand plain peanut butter. They do, I believe, only do crunchy, which is a bit of a bummer. Ingredients just 100% peanuts, and I haven't even opened it yet, but I can tell by looking at it, it's runny. I can tell it's runny. I can tell I'm gonna like this. And even though M&S is probably one of the most overpriced food halls, grocery stores, whatever you want to call it in the UK, this was actually very cheap. I think it was only £1.80. That's a bargain. That's a bargain. Very nice. Look at that texture. Very similar to the Manor Life. This has a very nice, like, silky texture, because sometimes crunchy can also mean thick and not pourable. But this has a nice silky texture. As you can see, it's pourable. Let me look at that. Absolutely beautiful. In we go. M&S, you have absolutely come through. The texture, I mean, look at the texture, it's beautiful. Really nice, clean taste. Not too shy, not as shy as Meridian. There is like a bit of a bang there, even though there's no salt or sugar. Love it, absolutely love it. Would recommend, 10 out of 10. If you guys only knew how excited I am that I've got 10, did I review 10? No, 9. I've got 9 open jars of peanut butter in my house, ready to be eaten. Actually, no, that's a lie. I've got 8 because whole earth doesn't count. Like, it's just not edible.